Big breaking news in the NHL. The Toronto Maple Leafs have fired head coach Mike Babcock after a sixth straight loss, the latest in Vegas against the Golden Knights. The Leafs not doing well this season, making a massive decision to fire Babcock. We're joined on the phone by Justin Bourne to help break this down. Now, full disclosure, Justin and I taped something earlier today discussing the merits of Babcock as the head coach and whether or not it was his fault or not. Justin, you said the blame shouldn't be placed solely on him, but just a few hours later, here we are.
Yeah, I can't help but sit here today and think that this goes back to last season and how Kyle felt about how things went for the Maple Leafs and their exit last year's playoffs. It's very likely it was a situation where after being eliminated, they went into the summer, they had their meetings, and they just were trying to figure out, what are we going to do, with the head coaching situation, knowing that they have someone like Sheldon Keefe waiting in the wings, someone that I'm sure they had some concerns about losing. So it's likely they went in and said, let's see how the first part of the season goes. If they look like they're on a better track, maybe we can, hold course. And obviously the track has not just been better, it's been significantly worse here. So I guess when you look at it from that angle and the big picture of Babcock's tenure, it's not all that surprising.
So why, Justin, right? He's still regarded as a very good coach. This team is regarded as highly skilled. They just couldn't figure it out. What was the key reason for that?
Well, I think it has a lot to do with having Sheldon Keefe down there in the AHL and the way that this team is built. They're built to play a very particular brand of hockey. They're extremely talented. They've got a high-powered offense. And I think at times Babcock, it was trying to fit a square peg into a round hole a little bit. And I think Sheldon Keefe is someone who is, adept at, handling rosters with that much talent and that much offense-first talent. So I think it probably has a lot to do with Keefe's availability there.
If there's a lot of excitement, it seems, right now on Twitter about this because Maple Leaf fans, we know, are passionate and want to win, but there will be some challenges, I imagine, as well. For about 12 or 13 of this Leafs, Mike Babcock was the only NHL coach they knew, so there will be some adjustment period getting used to Keefe, won't there? Yeah,
for sure. At the same time, as a player, it's a breath of fresh air no matter who it is. You get tired of hearing the same message day in, day out. And, I have to imagine that those players you're referring to are excited about a fresh start a little bit. And one thing that happens when you put a new coach in place is everyone has a fresh slate to prove themselves to the coach. It's a new beginning. So for people who feel like they've been pigeonholed or miscast, there's real incentive to put forth their best effort and show that they have more to offer and they can do more than they've been doing. So in a way, it's kind of like a tryout for your whole roster where you get everyone's best effort. So I don't think that'll be any different here for a lot of those Leafs who've been around with Babcock as their only coach.
It seemingly isn't a tryout for Keefe. No interim title latched on to his head coaching duties right now. It seems like he is the guy that they're going with, which isn't surprising, again, given everything you said. So what will make him successful with this team?
Well, the Marlies teams, if you look back over the past 5 years, have been loaded. And that includes William Nylander and Kasperi Kapanen and Zach Hyman. And, I could go on and on, through the list of players he's already coached and he's had success with, right? He's won down there. He has a good idea of what makes these guys tick. He has a good idea of how to put them in the best positions to succeed. And, one thing that has been limiting for Sheldon in the American Hockey League is he's had to coach the way that Babcock coaches, right? I mean, you're playing the same system. So this frees him up even a little bit further to be the one who decides what changes they want to make to their system. And I think he is a really nice fit for the talent that's on this Maple Leafs roster.
November 20th, 2018, the St. Louis Blues fire Mike Yeo and, of course, win the Stanley Cup. Leaf fans are hoping the firing of Babcock leads to the exact same result. Justin, thanks for this.
Yeah, thanks.